Hello everyone, let me provide you some example with the loop condition. Okay, I have the first exercise. Let's say I will initialize x with free value. Then I have a while keyword, space, and then a condition, a logical condition. X less or greater, or x is less or equal with 7, column. I did an enter, and I print the message, the value for the x value. Let me, complete it. Okay, x. Then I will increment the value for the x. X is x plus 1. I will run these two commands while the condition will be true. Okay, while x it will be less or equal than 7, I'll execute this. I'll print a value for x and I'll increment x. When the condition will be false, okay, I'll print this message, print x is greater than 7. Okay, let's run this program. Okay, I will select all my code and I'll press F9. Okay, let's run the program. Okay, initially x is free is less or equal than 7. This is true. I'll print x is free, then x will become 4. 4 is less or equal than 7. This is true. I'll print x is 4 and do the same till x will become 7. Here x is 7, x will become 7 plus 1 to be 8. 8 is I'll evaluate 8 less or equal than 7. It will be false, and I'll go on the else branch for the while condition, and I'll print the message x is greater than 7. Okay, x is greater than 7, and as you can see, I'll print the last value for x, which is 8. I can see here and here into the variable explorer. Okay, another program, small program. Let's calculate the first natural numbers. Okay, something like this. As it's 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 100. Okay, I'll initialize the sum with 0. Okay, I'll start with the n with 0, while n is less or equal than 100. I'll calculate the sum. S is s plus n, initially 0 plus 0. Then I will increment the value for the n. Okay, I'll add n will become 1, 2, 3 until n will become 100. And I'll execute this sequence of code. And every time I will print after each iteration the value for s. Let's print, let's select the code. I'll press F9. And this was the execution. Okay, as we can see here, 0 plus 0, it will become 0, and it will become 1. At the next iteration, 1 is less or equal than 100, as it will become later 0, 0, 0, plus n should be 1, and the result would be 1. Okay, and it will become 2, and 2 is less or equal than 100. This is true, as it will become the last s, it will be 1 plus 2, it will be 3, and we know the steps. Okay, 1, this is 3. Okay, excuse me. In sequence. Let me print here some okay execution for this to be more clear. Initially, okay, s is 0 and it's 0, 0 less or equal than 100. This is true. From s to become s plus n. S is the what is s? S is 0. plus n is 0, and it will become 0. Then I'll execute this line of code, n equal to n plus 1, n equal to n plus 1, last 10 is 0, okay, 0 plus 1 to be 1, okay, and I'll print s. Print s, print I should be 0. And this is the first iteration, okay? Now, n is 1, right? Okay, let me be more clear, n is 1. I'll evaluate this condition, okay. 1 less or equal than 100, this is true. True, I'll execute this as equal to s plus n. As equal to, what is the latest s? Latest s is 0. 0 plus latest n is 1. And in this case, s is 0, and it will increment and n plus 1, and is latest n, it will be 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. Then 2 is less or equal than 100. This is 2. S equal to s plus n. S equal to latest s should be 1 plus this is latest s, okay, 1, and the latest n it to be 2. Okay, s is 3. Okay, and these are the results. Initially we printed 0. Okay, this is, then we print 1. Okay, here this one. Okay, print 1. Then we are printing here, calculate, then as it will be 3, and it will become 4. Excuse me, 3. Okay, 2 plus 1 is 3. And I'll print 3. Okay, the value for this, and etc. And we can see this result. Okay, let's calculate the inverse for one number. We have this number already initialized. We need to store the value for the inverse within the inverse variable. Okay, while this number is not 0, I will extract the last digit of this number, in this case 2. Then I'll print the value for C, for the extracted digit. Then I'll build the inverse. Inverse should be the latest inverse that star plus C, okay, plus the last extracted digit. Then I'll print the inverse. Okay, after I'll extract the letter, okay, the last digit, I need to remove this. Okay, this, and this. Okay. Okay, in order to be more clear, and then when I exit from the while loop, okay, these are the instructions within the while loop. And in the end, I'll print outside the while loop, I'll print the inverse. Okay, let me select all these rows and press on F9. And here is the execution. Okay. Last case C was 8, inverse should be 8, X, I'll remove 8 from the X, okay? At the next, I will use for the next iteration this number, last digit is C, calculate inverse is 87, because inverse is inverse or 10 plus C, which is 8 or 10 plus C, it will be 87. I'll remove the last digit, 3, 4 to 5, etc. until the end. I'll obtain the inverse. Okay. X became 3, the last digit was 3, inverse should be calculated as per this formula, and I will print the value for the inverse. 3 / z10 is 0, 0 different than 0, this is false, and I will exit from the while loop, and I'll print finally the inverse. Okay. Okay, let's create an infinite loop. Okay, initialize y with 1, while y is greater than 0. I will increase the value for y with 1 and print this. I'm selecting this value around the program. Let's see what is going on. This is an infinite loop. I'll stop this. Okay, while this condition will be true, while this condition will be true, I'll execute this. I'll increment with 1 and print the value for y. Let's do the informatics little bit fun. Okay, if you love metrics, you can create your own metrics. I added again an infinite loop here. Every time this condition will be true. And let's see our results. Oops, stop. Interrupt kernel. And let me run only this selected and F9. I selected the code and print all these messages. Okay, we love Python and metrics. Okay, I'll interrupt the kernel. Then let's create a small interactive menu. Okay, if I want to build an interactive menu, I need to display every time a message, okay, with the values for the menu, okay, while the condition will be true, okay, while true it will be true, it will be every time true. I will execute these instructions, okay. I have while true column, press enter, and I'll write the print command, okay. This should be aligned on this line, okay, true. Let me create an enter. You see where the cursor is clipping. At this place, I need to put the print command, okay? Okay. Then at the same alignment, okay, with triple quotes, we can display text on multiple lines as we have learned on the beginning of this course. And on the same line with print command, I will initialize these variables. A is 3, B is 5, and I will capture within the option variable the value that I will input from the keyboard. If that option will be A, capital A, I will print the sum between A and B. And if option it will be P, okay, from product, I will print the product between A and B. If I will insert the Q, capital Q, I will exit from the while loop, of course, from the if okay, from the while loop, of course, because break it will exit from the while loop. And if I will not insert A, P, or Q, it will display for me insert a valid option. Let's run the code. Let's see how this is happening. I'm selecting this and press on F9. Okay, the message was displayed. Okay, a capital A, sum is 8. What happened here? I printed this, initialize every time these variables. The option, see here, the option, the variable option, for the option variable I'm not seeing this within the variable explorer. Let me restart kernel. I want to run again. Okay, I'll explain again. the value for the option, let's say A, capital A. I'll print 8. Okay, for the P, it will be 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. I'll press Q. Okay. When I'm exiting from this, it will be stored visible within the memory with the variable explorer. When I quit, I exit from the while loop. Of course, you see, cursor is clicking outside the menu. Okay, in this case, when we are encountering the break, we will exit from the while loop. Let's run again the program. Okay, F9. Instead of, let's say, qmic, a small q, it was displayed the message insert a valid option. Let me put, okay, R, small r, insert a valid option. I'm inserting for A capital, 8, P, and Q. Okay, when I'm pressing Q, I will exit from the while loop. In this way, it's working this small interactive menu. It's very easy, okay. While this condition will be true, I'll print every time the value for the menu, initialize some variables, and store it in the option variable, the value that I need to process within the interactive menu. And then I have, okay, of course, an if statement, and evaluate the options. If it's A, it will be P or Q or other option. Thank you very much for your attention and have a nice week.